Hello and welcome to Storytime with Tristan. Join me today as we read Frosty Meets the Martian and learn how to make inferences with our story. We make inferences every day. For example, a friend tries a new food and frowns up their face. We can infer that our friend does not like the taste of the food. Or, your mom sees cookie crumbs on the floor and chocolate around your mouth. She can infer that you ate a cookie. We can make inferences in books too. Authors don't always completely explain things to us, so we have to piece things together like detectives to figure out what's going on. To make an inference, you use clues from the story and what you already know to come up with an idea. Let's practice together. Frosty Meets the Martian, written by Laura Allen and illustrated by Tim Oliver. I see a dog on the cover, and it looks like an alien and spaceship. I'm thinking that a Martian is an alien and that Frosty is the dog. I want you to start thinking about what you already know about dogs. Thinking about what we already know about dogs can help us as we make inferences with this story. Leave the light on, Mama. Good night. Frosty and Snow were deaf. They couldn't sleep without a small nightlight, as is common with pups who cannot hear. Without the light, they wouldn't have been able to see the tiny green face in the window that night. They couldn't hear the tapping on the glass or the meep, meep, meep uttered by their late-night visitor. I'm seeing lots of details in the pictures in this book. The pictures can help tell us even more. With the help of the picture, I can infer that Frosty and Snow are the dogs. I can also infer that they like to play a lot because I see a lot of dog toys on the floor. A flash of green light stirred the sleeping puppies. With tired eyes, they could just make out the image of the Martian standing before them. Through the window, they could see the flying saucer in the backyard. Martian! Snow! Wake up! You see that? And his sister had indeed. They gasped at the unearthly creature, unable to hear the meep, 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 but somehow communicating with him just the same. Martian mind control! Be careful, Snow! I noticed that the author chose to do something really cool with her characters. Did you notice how the dogs talk, saying words like dat instead of that? The author's craft is a way for us to hear how the author thinks her dogs would sound if they could talk. As I continue to read, see if you can read along with me when Frosty talks. Frosty walked over and sniffed their little green visitor. You traveled very far. You hungry? We like French fries. We have some in the freezer. The Martian was silent, his eyes fixated on the brand new couch where the puppies had been sleeping. He bared his tiny razor-sharp teeth. What do you think he's gonna do? And sank them right into the sofa. Martian! Cried Frosty. You're not supposed to eat that. That is our couch. It was very expensive. Oblivious to Frosty's pleas, the Martian continued with the destruction until there was nothing left but a very large mess. The twin puppies stared in disbelief. What would Mama say? Frosty? Snow? What on earth? That's what she would say. We didn't do it, Mama. It was the Martian. Speechless, Mama made a cup of tea and went to her quiet place. I think Mom is frustrated about the couch. She made tea and went to her quiet place. Sometimes when I get frustrated, going into a quiet spot can help. Now see here, Martian, scolded Frosty. You're gonna give our Mama a nervous breakdown. If you're gonna stay here, you have to learn to behave yourself. That night, the twins fixed up a small bed for the Martian. When Mama came to tuck them in, "What's this?" Are you puppies sleeping on the floor tonight? No, Mama. Dad is for the Martian. Mama closed her eyes and walked away, shaking her head. No more mischief tonight, she called back to them. I wonder why Mama doesn't say anything about the Martian being in the house. I don't see the Martian on this page. I wonder if it went to hide. You hear that, Martian? Now, you go to sleep. But the Martian had no interest in sleep. Early the next morning, the pups awoke to crunch, crunch, crunch. Martian, you're not supposed to eat that. That is the floor, not a snack. But the Martian kept right on crunching. Meep, meep, meep. When Mama walked in, puppies, the floor. Mama, we told him to behave and go to sleep. Who did you tell? The Martian, Mama. You don't look so well. You maybe should go back to bed. We cleaned this up for you. Mama doesn't seem to know anything about the Martian. All I see is a toy Martian on the floor. I wonder if Frosty is telling the truth about the Martian because it's never in the picture when Mom comes in the room. What do you think? Snow, what we gonna do about this Martian? He can't stay with us if he's gonna eat our whole house. Just then, the little Martian let out a tiny meep as a single tear fell from his eye. Martian, you crying? Meep, meep, meep. Snow, he doesn't have a home. He got lost from his family, and he just trying to find a place to live here on Earth. Don't cry, Martian. You can join our family. Mama won't mind one more. Now, let's clean up this mess, and I show you some real food. You ever have flies? The end. I think Frosty's a nice dog because he wants to share his fries, but I also think Frosty likes to play a lot. I see more dog toys on the floor here. What do you think about the Martian? Do you think the Martian made the mess? Or do you think Frosty made it up and was telling his mom that a Martian did instead? I know that dogs sometimes like to chew on things and can sometimes make a mess. I think that Frosty actually made the mess and is blaming a Martian so he won't get in trouble. What do you think? I really enjoyed this story, and I hope you did too. To hear more stories from Frosty, you can check him out on his Facebook page at Friends of Frosty, the Deaf Pit Bull Pup. Thanks for joining me on Storytime with Tristan, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest videos. I'll see you next time for another reading adventure. Bye! Special thanks to Laura Allen and Frosty for granting permission to read aloud Frosty Meets the Martian.